What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode here on Futbol Asada. I'm your host, Andre, with my co-host, Chris. And today we're going to be talking about the top 3 players we wish to see return to the Selección Mexicana, or a player that we want to see more of. But before we get started, make sure to click the link down below to join our Discord. The giveaway winners will be announced very soon, so stay tuned for that. And let's get started, man. Who are your top 3, or if you want to start off with your main one?
All right, I'll get them to you from 3 to number 1, but I'll start off with number 3 first. For me, it's Alex Padilla, the goalie for Athletic Bilbao. Besides Memo Ochoa, I can't remember like another goalie that's ever played like in a top 5 league. And right now we have one at 20 years old, starting in La Liga, making an incredible save on his debut. Over the next couple weeks, he's going to be going up against Barcelona, Valencia, and I think Atletico Madrid as well. Like, this guy's going to be playing some of the top clubs in the world, and he's a dual nat, so I think it's even extra more important to bring him in. We can cap tie him and have him on our team instead of him going with Spain. And I just think Mexico, like, they needed like a whole new like refresh on goalies, bro. Like, Memo Ochoa's late 30s, Julio Gonzalez mid 30s. Who else is it? I guess Acevedo is about to be 30. Who else has been called up like kind of semi recently? The one from ex Cholos goalie Rodriguez in his 30s. Like, it needs we need a new generation of goalies. I think it starts with Padilla, bro. It starts with Padilla. I'm not saying he has to be the starter. I would still give it to Malagon for the time being. He's still Mexico's best goalie, but Padilla has to be on the list. Mexico is not good enough to be snubbing a goalie that's starting in La Liga. Like, he needs to be there.
Yeah, he for sure has to be there because right now with all the noise he's making after his debut, you never know. What if Spain actually want to call him up? And from there, he's going to have to decide 50-50. So why not start early? I mean, this guy was very impressive in that game. Like you just said, if you have a player playing in La Liga, he deserves to be there automatically because the Selección Mexicana right now is full of Liga MX players. And that level does not compare to a top 5 European league. For my next player, I'm going to have to go with Marcel Ruiz from Toluca, center midfielder that he's just very well-rounded. He could defend, could score goals. We saw in the Leagues Cup, he's one of the best performing players in the whole tournament, especially for Mexicans. And he's already 23. The fact that we haven't seen this guy in the Selección Mexicana that much this late into his career, he's already 23. That, to me, that's a little late already. He should have been getting called up consistently since he was 21, in my opinion. So, yes, he deserves to be there. I think he'll bring a lot of creativity and balance to the mid because right now, Mexico's center mids are not that good right now. They lack creativity, and we lack depth. Like, we need more players to push Chavez to have better performances. We need better players to push Orbelin to have better performances because lately they've been looking very comfortable because they feel like they have a guaranteed spot every game.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like, I'll just give you my last 2 just off the top because one of them is Marcel Ruiz and the other one is Fidel Ambriz. I think Mexico, there's one position on the field that we have lacked or like struggled to like solidify this position ever since Prime Guardado and Prime HH retired. That third midfielder next to Luis Chavez and Edson Alvarez, nobody has been the answer over the last couple years. Like, not Orbelin, not Eric Sanchez, especially not Charlie Rodriguez. And I don't know how Charlie Rodriguez has over 50 caps for Mexico. Ridiculous. Like, no matter who we've put in that position, it has not worked out. There is no creativity from that midfielder. And that last midfielder needs to be the most creative. That's why I want to see like a Marcel Ruiz. I want to see Fidel Ambriz. Fidel Ambriz can play as a 10, an 8, a 6, a center back. Marcel Ruiz more like an 8/10. So I want to see them get a chance, bro. Like, they're 23 and 21 years old respectively. That is old enough to get a chance, at least a chance, to prove yourself. Like you said, like, we've already seen Charlie play over 50 games in that position. Orbelin has, I think, over 50, 60 caps as well. Like, Eric Sanchez has over 30, approaching 40 caps. None of them have stood out in any tournament at any time. Anyone playing, even Luis Romo, I know he's Edson's backup as a 6, but he's played the 8 spot as well. And he has not shined in that position either. So anyone we've put there has not done anything. And they're all like in their mid to late 20s, some even in their 30s. I think it's time to move on, bro. Like, from those players, bring up the new generation. Because I think that is also one of the reasons Santi Jimenez in the attack struggles. It's because there's no creativity whatsoever from the midfield. So if you bring in a Fidel Ambriz or you bring in a Marcel Ruiz and put him, trying to slot him in there, it could work out. I mean, it can only go up because right now that position has been dead for years. Like, ever since Prime HH left the team, that position has probably been one of our worst on the field and most inconsistent. Even in this Copa America, like, you saw Jimmy Lozano start 3 different center mids, like, in that position because none of them work. So it's like those are like, so I agree with you with your Marcel Ruiz pick, and I'm also gonna throw Fidel Ambriz in there just because I'd even throw in Elias Montiel, the U20 captain and champion, CONCACAF champion with Pachuca. Any of those three, I would be perfectly fine getting called up just to fill that position, or like at least give them a shot to like try to win that position, because the other ones have just not done it. So yeah, those would be my players.
I completely agree. My last one is Marcelo Flores, 20 years old. I know he was at the Copa America, but the guy didn't get a single minute, not even in the friendlies before. I think he got snubbed of participation, obviously, in the Copa America. It was really, really questionable why Jimmy Lozano didn't play him, because Marcelo Flores is a top 2 winger in the Liga MX right now.
I think I saw a stat like in his last, it was like 17 games, he had like 9 goals or something, which is kind of ridiculous for like a winger. Like, exactly. He's not a striker. That would be good numbers for a striker. As a winger, that's even better.
And the thing is, he's not even starting every single game. Coming off the bench, providing an impact. The little amount of minutes he gets, and he still gets stats. Like, that's what Mexico needs. Like, even if he's a bench player, he's still a great super sub. I think his creativity on the wing, and he could even go play as the 10. He's very fast, very agile. He's a player Mexico has been missing for a couple years now. And the fact that he didn't get minutes at the Copa America, I'm still in shock. I don't know what else this kid has to do. And like I keep saying, if he continues this form, when in the next year or two, he could go back to Europe, just like how he was as a youngster.
Yeah, no, I also agree with that Marcelo Flores pick. We just need more creative players, man. Like, we've seen every single striker we have, Henry, Raul, Santi, doesn't matter, Memo Martinez, they've all struggled because there's no creativity. Like, we need wingers and midfielders that are creative. Like, no more Antunas and Chadlis. We need, like, those styles don't work for our strikers. That just send crosses or do whatever. Like, they don't do anything else. We need, like, people that are not afraid to, like, take someone on one-on-one, like a Marcelo Flores.
Exactly.
Marcel Ruiz, like players that can create from the middle. Like, yeah, I think that would benefit us a lot, to be honest. So I'm a fan of all these players. I hope all of them get called up. I don't know how likely that is, but for Vasco's sake and for Mexico's sake, they should all get called up, to be honest.
Yeah. But let us know down in the comments which players you want to see in this next call-up. It is just friendlies, but this is where Vasco starts getting some reps in with some new players. If he calls up the same old players for some meaningless friendlies, then what the fuck are we doing? Deadass. Like, what are we actually doing? We've seen these guys, because it's already rumored that Jimenez, Martin, Gallardo are going to be coming back. That, to me, is pointless. These games are meaningless. Why not call up these 20-year-olds that have been balling in Liga MX? Like, Montiel is a prime example. Is a CONCACAF champion for the under-20s as well. He gets a lot of minutes in first-team football with Pachuca. So it's things like that, man. We got to stop backtracking and give some new players the chance. But like I said, let us know in the comments some of your players. Click the Discord link down below to join and chat with us. Hit this like button if you enjoyed the video. Post notice to be notified next week when we upload. And we'll catch you guys next time.
Peace.